YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? Jay Prince here, back at it again, bringing you another video on some just random, useful information, though. Not useless. A lot of people do a lot of random talking, but that shit useless. But guess what? We back for the culture. All right, so my last video, I just kind of gave you an introduction on, who I am, kind of like my background, some of the things I've been through or whatever. So like I said, I don't really have an agenda or an itinerary for these videos. I just want to, offer value wherever I can offer that value at. So I don't know, guys. So the topic of conversation today. One thing that I've been pondering or chewing on lately is purpose. Identifying, accepting, pursuing, then achieving purpose. Identify, accept, pursue, fulfill. The four stages to purpose fulfillment or actualization. I don't know. This is just a very deep, conversation, a topic. I just kind of been pondering on this for recently, the past, week or so. But this has been a question or a subject that I've, been pursuing it in one way or another for the past 20 years. So, I mean, well, I'm glad that I said that word passion. So the first step in purpose fulfillment is identification, like identifying what your purpose is. And so further, just kind of, put a definition out there so we can all be on the same page. So when I say purpose, I mean the reason you're on earth that's bigger or outside of yourself. Like there's some greater calling bigger than your immediate understanding or your immediate environment or surroundings or relationships, whatever. But it's just something that you're called to. In my own personal belief, I believe that every single human on this earth has a purpose. And there are trillions of different types of different types of purposes. So some people's purpose is to change the world. Some people's purpose is to help those who are changing the world change the world. Some people's everybody has a purpose. And I don't know what y'all think about this, but I think some people's purpose is to do harm or to do evil. I truly believe that. That might sound crazy, but I think some people's purpose on earth, the reason that they are on earth is to do harm. Simple. Because think about it. Life is about duality. Everything has a flip side. That's why we live in a 3D world. So some people, and the reason I say this or how I got to that conclusion, because remember, 21. So I did 21 years in the Florida Department of Corrections. Hmm. And over the course of those, 21 years, I've met, thousands of, men. And what was over the years, what really stood out to me because because you got to think, so people who've never interacted with prison, the prison world or criminals, convicts, murder, whatever you want to call it. People, what they call justice involved individuals. That's the new politically correct term. So, so for those who are not intimately familiar with that group or that world, okay, you probably would say all of us are evil. Like anybody ever went to jail, they're evil people. They're supposed to be there. You know the bullshit. But being in there and actually meeting these people and actually getting to know them, learning their stories, hearing about their families, their upbringing, their everything, you realize that every single person's situation is unique. But the one thing or the overarching theme that I got from meeting these thousands, of men over the years is some when you meet some guys, their energy is just awesome. Like they just good. They're good. I mean, at the core, like so. Not saying they didn't do bad things, but I'm saying their core, the essence of them is pure. They're good people. Good people. Some of the best people I have met in my life was in prison, hands down. But now on the flip side, I've met some individuals who are the embodiment of evil, like to the very fiber, like it's in their DNA. Like they are evil people. Like that's it. There's no redemption. They're evil people. And over time, so I just started, I began to question it, like, damn, like, okay, well, why their energy feel like, because you can have two guys that committed the same crime, but yet the energy in which it was committed or done is completely opposite, completely different. So, like I said, you have some people, and I've met them face to face, who are who do evil simply for evil's sake. Like they have no logical, rational reason for doing any of the shit that they did, beyond the fact that it just was evil and it was hurtful to somebody. So just years of encountering that, that's when I got the concept that, okay, no, because remember, it's duality. It's duality. Everything has two sides. So if some people's purpose is to do good, I mean, it also has to be somebody whose purpose is to do harm, because you need good to understand bad, and you need bad to understand good. Remember, and we're not religious. I'm not the religious type, but I have done a lot of, studying. I've studied every, major world religion, extensively. So, so I'm, pretty knowledgeable when it comes to religion. But in the Bible, remember, Bible speaks of duality. The whole theme of the Bible is duality. From Genesis to Revelation, the theme of the Bible is duality: heaven, hell, good, evil, first, last. Two sides: sin, redemption. The world was dark and without form. Then God said, "Let there be light." Duality. So darkness exists to make the light appreciated. So step one is identifying purpose. So how do we identify purpose? Okay. And this is another thing that I've gathered or collected over the years. Majority of the time, I can't put a percentage on it, but the majority of the time, your purpose is introduced to you by somebody else. Majority of the time, your purpose is introduced to you by somebody else. Meaning, because when we are that person, or when we're in the moment, it's hard to see yourself from inside yourself. So, most humans have blind spots. So it takes somebody else who doesn't have the same blind spots that we have to actually acknowledge or identify, certain things about ourselves. Like, so for instance, like when I was younger, like a child, like a teenager, like I was I was very, well, I still am, but I've always been a very principled person. Like I'm one of those, like, stand on principle. Like my word, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I have to do it. Whether that was good or evil, I had to do it. Just because the words came out of my mouth, I have to honor that. But it was my interactions with other people, and then they would say certain things like, "Yeah, man, you always that's crazy how you the only one saw X, Y, or Z, or you the only, like, because my observation skills or my ability to motivate or to inspire or whatever. These were things that just are innate, but not me understanding that, okay, your passion, your purpose may be tied to this shit. Like, okay, because I don't even know what purpose is at 15, 16. I don't, that shit didn't mean nothing to me. But I used to have people who would point out certain things like, damn, man, you're good at this, man. But well, you would be good at such and such a. I'm like, what made you say that? Or, oh man, you make an awesome, amazing minister or preacher. Like, I don't see myself preaching, but preaching takes many shapes and forms. And then over the years, I began to embrace or accept step two. I began to accept my purpose, which is to inspire, lead, and motivate the masses. So, in one sentence, my purpose is to bring the best out of people. Simple. But first, somebody had to introduce that concept or idea to me in the first place to even let me know that, hey, this might be your thing. I'm like, whatever. And then, like I said, the second is to accept me, like, okay, no, I think this is my actual calling or whatever purpose. Okay, so now, like, okay, boom. Now, what do you do now once you've identified and accepted the fact that you have this purpose? Third step, the process or the pursuit or the journey of moving into your purpose. Because you got to think, just because you have a mandate on your life still doesn't mean that you have, or let me rephrase it. Just because you have a mandate or you've discovered your purpose still doesn't mean that you are 100% prepared to actually walk in your purpose. So that's the purpose for the journey. The journey is to actually prepare and equip you to actually walk into your purpose. Because remember, purpose is always going to usually be bigger than you or bigger than your current capacity, especially if you have great purpose like that. like world changing, purpose. So majority of the time, you're not going to have everything that it takes to move or walk into that purpose. So it's a journey, because there's still things that you're going to have to discover. You're still going to fuck up. You're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to do human shit while pursuing your purpose. That's why we see like preachers and like celebrities, like, oh, well, he cheated on his wife, or he beat, or he, because they're still humans who just happen to have a very visible and public purpose. Because a lot of people's purposes aren't visible. So you can't comment on them anyway, because you don't know what their purpose is. But those who are celebrities, politicians, whatever, they have visible purpose. So we get to sit back and watch them and scrutinize them, critique them, judge them, whatever. So that preparation or that journey is where the actual work happens. So that journey is what we call, or what should be called, life. So the life or the living experience, to me, of what they call a fulfilled life, or a life worth living, is one where I'm actively pursuing my purpose and walking into and moving into my purpose. That is to me the essence of living. When every morning when you wake up, you're waking up to do something bigger than yourself. And I like Tony Robbins. He always says he has this concept that he introduced, in his seminars and webinars. But basically, he says that there are two forms of motivation. You got push motivation, so that's just raw willpower, grit, hard headedness, tenacity, whatever you want to call it. It's just that self discipline, that self motivation where, hey, I got to get up and go get. Okay, that's push motivation. But the thing with push motivation is temporary, and you can burn out on push motivation. Like people who operate purely on push motivation usually end up becoming burnt out later on in life, because they have to generate this energy every day to get up and go after whatever they're going after. But they have to generate the energy. The second and better type of motivation is what he called pull motivation. Pull motivation is when something bigger than you is drawing you into its orbit, and it's supplying you the energy to do the thing that is your purpose. So meaning you don't have to muster up the energy to say, oh man, okay, I got to go get this done today. Da, da, da. You don't have to muster the energy. The calling and the draw from the thing is so great and so magnetic, it pulls you out of the bed. It pulls you to the course of action that you need to take in order to progress and move to the next step, the next level. That pull motivation is the only type of motivation, excuse me, that is sustainable forever. Like you could be pursuing and chasing your passion for 70, 80 years and be like a child and love it, because you're being pulled to what you're doing. So meaning you're leaning on the energy of the thing. The purpose is supplying its own energy source to empower you to go and fulfill it, as opposed to you generating your own energy to get up and go pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. So And then the actual purpose is like fulfilling the purpose. Number 4 is just actually getting to that level where you're actually literally moving and operating in your full purpose. Like your life is about your purpose, nothing else. And you're walking in it, you're impacting whoever it is that you need to impact in relationship to your purpose, and you're just operating in your gift. Whatever your contribution is to the world, you're operating in that at its fullest capacity. And to me, that's bliss. And not saying that it's going to be easy because you're in your purpose or not everything is easy. No, it's not that, because you're still going to have obstacles, you're still going to have hurdles, you're still going to have problems, you're still going to have hiccup, but you're doing something that is pulling you to do it. So therefore, the energy it takes for you to do it is not the same amount of energy it would take for you to push yourself to do it. So like me getting on YouTube, I'm not a really a camera guy or a YouTube guy or any of that type of guy. But my purpose is drawing me or calling me to do this. So that's why me getting on sitting on here just talking around, this is not hard to me, because I'm moving or operating inside of my purpose. So I don't want to make this video too long, but so those are the 4 steps to purpose fulfillment. And sometime in the future, we'll go, we'll dive way deeper than that, actually break it down. Might turn into a series, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for today. Just my thoughts for today. Like I said, hey, hit me in the comments. Let me know, what you're thinking, how you feel. Do you agree, disagree? Think I'm an idiot? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, whatever. Hit me in the comments. Hey, let's have a discussion about it. Success Simplified.